Like everybody else, I'm pretty busy. Busier than some, not as busy as others, but busy. And I'm a gamer. Looking around, you can see that I have a fair number of games on the shelf in physical form, and of course, in digital form on my digital devices, which means that wherever I go, or whatever free time happens to come up, I'm able, if I choose, and I usually choose, to explore something or simply enjoy something that has to do with our hobby of role playing games. It's a significant part of my life in terms of entertainment, intellectual stimulation, connection with other people, and so on and so forth. You play, you know what I'm talking about. Sometime during the course of my day, I'll be reading a PDF, learning a new game, reminding myself about an old game, getting enthused about a pending session, whatever. The key point, I feel, of this hobby is the play. In all these games, I feel that the one common denominator is the excitement that went into launching the project that ultimately ended up with a game to play, a game for someone to hold in their hands, read, cherish, you know, put on a shelf, take down off the shelf, back and forth, a PDF file that can be downloaded anywhere in the world instantly, the minute it's ready for people who are excited about it. There's something about the promise of a new imagined world or a new method of getting into that world, a new system, a new mishmash of genres or styles or whatever you want to call it. There's something exciting about a new role playing game and the opportunity to play it. When we think about role playing games, ultimately, isn't that what we think about? Play. Isn't the play the thing? And there is a lot that we can get hung up on. There's an awful lot that can distract us from what we are there to do. We can get hung up on getting the rules perfect. We can get hung up on following a particular vision or implementation. We can forget that a big part of the fun is the camaraderie, the interactions around the table that have nothing to do with the game in any substantive sense, but yet wouldn't exist or couldn't exist without the game. The thing that brings us together, the glue that binds us together as a social and fun-loving unit is the game, but the game isn't all that the group is. There is something that happens at a game session. There's so many different things firing up the imagination, triggering memories, getting people out of their normal mode of thinking or their normal perspective, and magic happens. Humor, great thoughts, trademark. Just, I wouldn't trade it for the world, and I don't know why in the heat of the moment people would rather argue or flip a table, is the expression, or storm out of the room or never come back or whatever. Accidents happen. And it's not just accidents that bring us down. It's the quest for perfection. It's the pursuit of yet one more game. One of the easiest answers to the discomfort with playing new games and the stress that it causes trying to get it right and being embarrassed about making mistakes or worried about making mistakes or not wanting to try because you might make mistakes. One of the easiest ways to obviate that is to get really good at one or two or three games and cycle through them. Find that thing that works for you and then use it, right? Apply it. There are two competing philosophies out there in gameplay. One is raw, rules as written. That's really cool, and it's really hard, and it really works for the people who really get it. But for those of us who just want to have fun in our hobby, which is about having fun, then we got to remember roar, rulings, over or in the absence of rules. We don't have to flip through endless pages every single time we need to find the exact rule to gain the precise advantage so that things go our way or so someone doesn't get upset or whatever. We can rely on the group's skill, the group's enthusiasm to find something to plug that hole. We might fix it later. We might not need to fix it later. But the key point is that the game keeps going. We stay in that zone where the enjoyment is happening. And we learn to let go. Fun, an element of fun, is supposed to be stress relief, is supposed to be regeneration, rejuvenation. Bringing in these outside concerns about our ego, our sensitive feelings, our need to be the one who's right or the one who knows, or like the expert on the thing, the need to cover up whatever is bothering us in the real world, or to downplay or minimize whatever weakness we perceive in ourselves with some kind of exaggerated success in the imaginary world. All of these things that we bring in create stress, and the games are an opportunity to let go of all of it and just play. This could be a complicated game. This could be the most complicated game ever published, or it could be the lightest game ever published. That doesn't matter. It's that you are playing it. You're playing it in harmony with the others, and you're there to have fun, and you focus on having fun. You commit to having fun, and when something that is not fun gets in the way, you work around it, go around it, ignore it, climb over it, crush it, laugh at it, dispel it, whatever, but you're there to have fun. It's kind of like in a marriage where you agree not to go to sleep angry. Why bring things that bring us down into the game in the first place? And when they crop up unbidden, through nobody's fault, why don't we just laugh them off the Enterprise with the Klingons standing beside us? Why not? We have a lot of tools at our disposal to make this possible, and two of the strongest ones are camaraderie and routine. Learn the game, learn our way to contribute to it, and then do that. Build the group into a harmonious team that produces fun. And when we do that, when we allow ourselves to do that, hey buddy, when we allow ourselves to do that, we can just play. This is a social hobby, people say. It's good for building our social skills. We require, in most cases, other people to play it. That's both a blessing and a curse, isn't it? Whenever we try to do things with other people, we trust them with our investment of time and energy, commitment, and we trust them with our ability to have fun. And of course, people being people, sometimes they can let us down. But it's what we do after that that matters. I don't know about you, but I haven't really played with people who took pride or pleasure in messing with the group's ability to have fun. I think maybe in life I've met people like that, but they've never actually made it into the group. Maybe I should. If I were superstitious, that would matter. But when something goes wrong, when something prevents fun, when the group isn't working the way we would like it to, our reaction is the one thing that we can control. The thing which interfered with our fun is in the past. It's out of reach. It can't be fixed. What we can do is focus on what happens next. Focus on the fun. We could say we could just play. Ultimately, the hobby revolves around our entertainment, our enrichment in an emotional and social sense, allowing it to interfere with that goal, allowing ourselves to get upset about intergroup squabbles or what someone somewhere else said about something that we like. We'll never meet that person or have to put up with that opinion in any real sense ever again. Allowing that to bring us down is a peculiar form of self destructiveness that I don't really understand. When we as a group set out to play and things get in our way, it's, it's past. Move on. Move to the next scene. Roll some dice. Have some fun. Just play.